That's where it all began, you know. I'm going to prefix this video with wait till tomorrow's video, because I'm going to release this and another better than normal gaming headset tomorrow, and this one's coming out first. I reviewed the HyperXs a long time ago, the HyperX Clouds, and they're the HyperX Clouds 2s, and then these are the alphas, Cloud alphas, and there's so many revisions now, I'm just sick. I'm sickened by the amount of choice I have. If you recall, these are not just like HyperX didn't just go, okay, we're going to develop a headphone, kind of like Rocat did. I'm sorry, Rocat. Rocat developed their own headphone. Oh, don't do that. Instead, what Rocat should have done is what HyperX did. They went to China, which is where they exist anyway, and they said, oh, look, Pro 80s. We like these. Let's make these into a gaming headset. Now, this is my original pair. This is my wearing those weightlifting gloves. Pulled them out. I had to pull these out of mothballs, except there's no mothballs, because there's no moths. And I got them out. I don't know where the pads are. I have no idea. I think I changed them out for review, put the HM5 pads on, and I tried to improve these. Original attached cable, attached wire, decent wire, but attached. And they were okay build quality, and they had okay audio quality. It was like, ooh. So that's what they based them on. You could see there's still a little bit of it in there. I mean, the actual overall cup shape is about the same. Everything else has been changed and updated, though, except for the wire that comes out of the back. That wire is identical. Even to the point where the actual strain relief is identical, and it goes into a slightly different part. It says Kingston over here because it's a Kingston HyperX Cloud Alpha. So when they did that back in the day, that was genius. It was it was revolutionary. Hey, why don't we find a headphone that everybody likes and just change it a little bit and make it our own gaming headset? And everyone's like, yes. So now, today and tomorrow, you'll see two amazing examples of that. This being one of them. This is another modern take on what was a good headphone, and it still is a good headphone, and just upgraded for more gaming. So usually when you say more gaming, what you do is you take a microphone, boop, boom, gaming headset, but give me the money. Put the money in my Swiss account. I'm going to Mexico to live out my dreams and fantasies on the back of a donkey. Now, they've certainly improved several things from what I remember of the original Clouds and of the Pro 80s. Number one, build. This thing is solid. This thing, I mean, granted, it's seen better days. It hasn't exactly been cared for. But it hasn't gotten worse sitting in a box. It was not the greatest. It was not the greatest build quality. Nothing from 6 years ago was the greatest build quality. But now, just how everything fits together, how the smoothness of those joints, it isn't like they can't even go on their own. They need to be manipulated, and they're manipulated in the same amount of firmness. And these wires that are tucked in are just stiff enough to not stick out, and they'll stay in that orientation. They'll never like pop out and stay back there. They just want to fall back into that line. The stitching around here is big and thick, and it's red, and it looks good, and it says HyperX trademark. And then the padding up here is a little bit better than it was in the original Pro 80s. And then they did this with the metal. They made it look great. They cut out some extra stuff for style and weight. They've rubberized the outside of this. The pads are wholly improved over the originals. Holy with a W. That's a thing. Holy is like cheese is holy. These are whole. You get it. English is tough. They are remarkably comfortable. They don't have too great a clamp. The pads are big enough to call them definitely over ear. They're not on ear. They isolate really well. Now, how do they sound? Spoiler alert. I filmed the video that's coming out tomorrow before I filmed this one, which took a little bit of the air out of this room, because, I mean, these are not terrible headphones. They're beautifully built. They give you a label on the wire in case you don't understand which end goes where, because it has to have this one for this and to this and to this, and then it comes with... So it comes with a fabric cable, which is terminated in a 4-pole, which is a decent, like, rubberized coating there. And it's mostly straight, some kinks when it was wrapped up. And unfortunately, it comes with this middle bit, which is standard on gaming headsets. And it's like mic mute and then volume. And the problem with volume in line like this is, number one, you usually tend to fuck it up. And I've had so many times, either I've done it or someone's like, yeah, I bought these headphones and I can't get them to play loud in my $400 headphone amp. I'm like, have you tried turning the little dial in the middle of your neck? And they're like, oh, I didn't know it was there. And if this gets dirty, because it's going to get dirty, because Cheeto crumbs fall down, and this is where this is, you're going to lose left and right balance. It's going to be nasty. So I don't like these things. I certainly don't like analog versions of these things. But you turn up maximum, you drop some crazy glue in there, and you're done. You leave the mic on and off switch if you want. This is the normal thing. I think it's an okay cable. It's a little... You could probably go for like another 6 inches longer, so I'd feel safe if you're plugging it into the back of your computer. Then again, if you're plugging into the back of your computer, you're probably using this extension cable that they give you, which is 3.5 millimeter female. Again, the same nice, really, really nice fabric wire. And then it gets a split, and then you have the HyperX branded left and right, which are for... This is for the headphone, and this is for the microphone. If you've been paying attention to this channel or know how things work, unfortunately, if you're using a splitter like this, you can't go, oh, I want to plug this headphone output into my, 789 run by a Gashili Labs Enog Pro, and then I'll plug this into my sound card. Doesn't work like that, because the grounds are shared down the wire. And once you separate the grounds to a device like that far, you're just going to get... Like, why is your refrigerator running on my headphones? And that's why, because you're separating the grounds. So that's meant to be plugged strictly into the same device, which means if you want to do something nice, you got to find something like the Sennheiser GSX 1000 or the Mayflower Arc or the Burson Play. Was it the Burson Play? I don't remember what the hell the name of that unit was. Point is, only like a handful of good DAC amps, but you don't have to really worry about that. They have good fidelity. I wouldn't call them high fidelity. They're like mid fidelity, and they cost roughly, as of today, $90. And I'd be hard pressed to find something built better for under $100 that's closed back. Just put it that way. What they've done though is they've backed themselves into a corner. Again, I filmed tomorrow's video before this, and even if you pull the mic out, that is still a gaming headset. The red stitching, the HyperX logo, it screams. It screams I'm a gamer. And that's unfortunate, because that means I can't really count these as a headphone. I mean, maybe if you're indoors and no one's looking at you, I could say, yeah, I got the HyperX, because they don't sound terrible. They're not enlightening, though. They certainly don't make me believe in, the future and how we're all going to be wonderful people. If I had to compare them against other things, CB1, M40Xs, Takstar Pro 82s, I'd say these are a little bit dull. They do this mid-bass thing where it's like, is that bass? No, that's mid-bass. That's... The whole bottom swath is just up. And I'm listening to Chef. I'm gonna lay you down by the fire. And that sounds perfect, because you got some nice baritones and it's just warm. And that's fine. But for gaming, like legit gaming, like what these are designed for, you kind of want either pounding bass for explosions or perfectly crystalline highs and good imaging. Which, I don't think these qualify for either of those. But, I'll say this. I can't give these a bad review. You don't understand. I know it's coming out tomorrow, and I know that they're a little better and actually cheaper than this, and equally good design and based on newer technologies. But I have to praise these enough that you know that you did a good thing. If you own these right now and you're like, does Zio say I fucked up? No, baby. No. Calm down. You did good. You even if you did good by accident. The Cloud and the Cloud X and the Cloud 2 and the Cloud Alphas here are based on a headphone that actually was good. The issue is it was good 6 years ago, and they really should find a new one to base it off of. I'm mildly upset no one's taken the Ship 9500s and built a gaming headset off of that. Yes, it would be open back, but they could advertise it as the world's first open back gaming for the most. I could just see the bullet points. They did a lot. They'd write themselves. They could even have kept the L&R and just made them LEDs, and it would have been perfect. The Pro 80s are getting on in years, and there's better headphones to emulate now. If you're looking CB1s, the only problem with the CB1s is they're built like horse shit. The Creative have run of lives. Some of the best headphones you can get under $100. I don't mention them in tomorrow's video, and I should. But the fact that they fall apart, like when you look at them, is a turnoff for me personally. They sound fucking beautiful, but they're not. They're built like gaming headsets are supposed to be built, which is a fucking negative. And this is built so nicely with the rubberized plastic, and then this slides in, and it's got this nice metal gooseneck, and it's got a. You could feel the mica cylindrical in there. I'm not going to yank this off because it's a mite tight, and I don't want to fuck it up. This will be in a yard sale, by the way. If you're not part of my Patreon, one of the benefits is when I'm done reviewing something that I've purchased with my own money, or a company has given to me, or I've stolen it from a child on the street. He was asleep, he didn't know. I will sell it to you in the yard sale, and you get to say anything you want. $22.11. And if you win, and you're in the United States, I ship for free. Plug in the middle of the video. That's right. I understand how advertising works. So you got these vents on top, and maybe if I cover them. I haven't given that a shot. Let's see if I can, like, something bassy. Motley Crue, that's good. Hold on, I'm fingering the top of these headphones. Very hard to finger headphones. Just only you guys could see it. This would get X-rated and blurred out. Yeah, no, it's too hard for me to get up there. I am sure, 100% sure, you could mod these headphones and make them clearer and a little less bassy, and maybe bring the treble up. They have a decent amount of soundstage. It's not very wide, but it's decent. I think they work good as gaming headphones. I just think they're a little overpriced compared to what's out there currently tomorrow. They're worth $90. They're worth $90. I can't argue that. Everything above like 75 and below 100 is like the butter zone of, yeah, as long as you're built well, I will support you. As long as you don't make me gag when I hear it, and I don't gag when I hear these. I just know that there's better sound out there for the money. So I'm like nodding at these HyperX Cloud Alphas, and I'm just like, if you own a set already, you're fine. Pull the pads off, see if you can mod something, take foam away from the drivers, open the backs up. I think they have potential. Or you could just buy tomorrow's review, which will probably run out, and these will be the only things left. They were so close. They were so close. If Takstar had just stopped at 80, there'd be no problems. But they had to go and throw that extra 2 in there. So I've got the sound up for these. This has been a shortish review. How do they sound, Zios? They sound stuffy. Not overly bad. I do like, they are just built super well, except for this. Just get this shit off my fucking cables, everybody. I don't need it, please. That hole. I don't need it. I don't need it. They're super comfy. Just super comfy. I don't think they're unprecedented comfy, but they're super comfy. And they're well built. And they look like a gaming headset. And then maybe that's all you want. And I accept these into the fold. I probably won't put them on many lists because other things again exist. But good try, HyperX slash Kensington. Is it Kensington? Kingston, like the Ram company. Good try, Kingston. It's time to go somewhere else though. The Pro 80s are tired. Find you a new baby to suck the life out of, because it worked, and it's worked for like 7 years. Move on. That wallpaper, very sad, very flat toned wallpaper, is in the description of this video. Links to these, for now, just links to these. I think maybe in a couple days I'll link to the other ones I'm talking about in the description. So if you're seeing this brand new, it'll just be these. Maybe a couple other alternatives that are just headphones, M40Xs, CV1s. Again, Creative of On Alive sound amazing, but are built like shit. And have attached wires. I'm so glad this doesn't have an attached wire. I should probably point that out. Look, it comes out 4-pole. It's a very deep one though, so you may have trouble if you're trying to swap the wire, but unless you're getting rid of that specifically, you don't really need to swap the wire. So I approve. I will see you and all of these things in the yard sale, and be here tomorrow for the next video in this series, unless I do sound demos, and I don't know. Point is, link for that down there, link for these down there, Patreon in the upper right in the description, where if you want to bid on these in the yard sale, you could do that. And yeah, peace.